Hello, I'm Shelley Rothus, and I'm a different kind of victim. Today's topic, I'm going to be first discussing what had happened where I live at based upon the bullying cult clans and what I had to keep hush due to legal reasons. But luckily that had resolved itself and the lies had finally come out and the people involved in it had realized the truth, that it was actually me who was getting bullied, unlike the lies that were being spread about me by the people where I am living at in this apartment complex. So, I'm going to be talking about sloppy, hypocritical ageism and bullying. And based upon the bullying cult clans here at the apartment complex in regards to the incidents that happened online to me with bullying. And it shows that the patterns of abuse are the same. So, what happened in this apartment complex? These bullying cult clans, they had actually went around getting other residents to sign a petition stating that I had done certain things. Certain things I did do, but they had to lie about it in order to make it as though I was doing something wrong. And they also came up with a bunch of other lies. I'll give you an example of how stupid people are to believe lies. One of the lies was that I had banged on somebody's front door while making obscene gestures in their window. Now, I'll explain how that is so obviously a lie. The apartment complex I live in, the front doors are inside the building. It's set up like a hotel. There is no front doors by the windows on the outside of this building. That's right. So that would be impossible to do. Yet, the management at this complex actually bought that lie. That's how easily people believe lies. Very true. Another lie that they had put in there was also based on previous videos as to me confronting the cult leader of this bullying cult clan that had done this to me and was actually in charge of it, of bringing the plot out to intentionally harm me, which involved my ex's girlfriend, her sister, and their friend, the cult leader. So, what happened? They ended up saying things that were really based upon rape culture, as I've put it, that anything in abuse, I call it now domestic violence culture, because rape culture actually relates to any type of abuse, as to how others enable it and cause more harm to the victim. So another lie was based upon the man that lives here who had actually came up to me and spit on me. The lie was obvious because they had been going around stating that he only sneezed on me. Now this is somebody that doesn't even know me and we're just walking outside. What are the chances of somebody walking past me and going, "Achoo," on me? Yeah, these people don't have a brain. The man actually literally came up to me, stopped, and walked right in front of me and spit on me. That's how stupid people are to believe lies like that. And that's also part of what I call domestic violence culture, because they are lying about what actually happened, accusing the victim of lying, and shaming them on top of it. And that was another huge part of why I had gone through such a huge depression and also became very edgy due to it. And that was after the other assault that had happened previously before that, where they were spreading that I had lied about it. And that was actually in recording with the cult clan leader, where she had admitted stupidly that she doesn't know if it's the truth or not. She actually admitted it. She says she knows that I'm lying, but she really doesn't right after that. Yeah, voice recording. That shows the truth right there of how abusers will spread lies because they just love intentionally harming others. It's like my friend had told me is that those bullies, they would not be able to survive without each other because they need each other in order to continue their abuse on others. And it's very true. So the Shart Twatters, those are the ones that are very ignorant and believe lies that are so obvious. And it's very true. Wow. How many people believe lies that are so obvious that even if it didn't happen to me, I could actually look at that and see. So now we're going to be talking about sloppy, hypocritical ageism. Now, recently at my job, well, it's been going on for quite a few months, but recently another incident of bullying happened, which was actually yesterday. I'd come to work to find out that there was a few people that were bullying a new worker. And whoa, I just was enraged. I'm not even friends with this worker, but when she told me what they were doing, I just became infuriated. What does that bring me back to? This is where the sloppy, hypocritical ageism will be shown true. When I was a young child, I had that same feeling when bullies were messing with other children. And it just infuriated me. And I wasn't even friends with these people that were getting bullied. So that's where the bigger person comes in. It all depends on the person. It's not their age. It's not about maturity. It's being a good moral person with good ethics and a good heart. Because people who don't intentionally enjoy harming others, it would upset them. But to be the bigger person, it takes personal integrity. That's right. That's one of the hardest things, is doing the right thing no matter who is involved, even if it's a friend. And you see them harming somebody, even another friend. So how do I explain that to make it more understandable why it's hard? Say you're friends with two people. They're not friends with each other. You find out that one of those friends is trying to harm the other. This is where lies out of omission can come into play too. So most people, if they hear from one friend something about another friend, they say, well, it was a secret. They told me in, secrecy. Well, if it's going to harm that other friend, that's lies out of omission. Knowing that this person is saying cruel and despicable things or whatever about that other friend, and then pretending to be their friend, just like what? Just like online, just like Ken being in those hate groups while they're talking bad about me and talking to me like it wasn't happening. That's where also the humiliation trauma came into play as to where I got social anxiety. That's those two bullying incidents are the same in how they played out. And that just is proof right there, and that they can harm somebody. Lies out of omission. As I talked about my personal boundaries, that was actually the biggest lesson that I learned, because I myself gave excuses to people that had done that to me throughout my entire life. So say I had there's two people, one's my friend, one's their friend. Their friend was being cruel to me and doing things that were wrong. But this friend told me, well, they're my friend, I can't do anything about it. Ooh, that's right. Is this friend really a good friend if they're gonna sit there watching you get intentionally harmed for no good reason? No. That was my personal boundary that I worked on. And it actually worked with my first love, Mickey, because now I've lost total respect for him. The old me would have still given excuses saying, well, that's his friend. Or he doesn't want to get harmed either. That's another thing. Well, I don't want to get bullied either. So I gotta stay away from you and hide from you. I actually ran into another neighbor and they knew this was going on. They said, well, you know what? I'm gonna walk with you so people could see me with you. That's right. That's being a bigger person. I actually had, people that were my friends that said, well, I don't want to be seen around with you that much because then they'll bully me. And I don't want to help, like go to the management and tell them the truth that you're innocent, because what if somebody finds out, they might bully me. That's right. That's not having personal integrity. The sad thing about the incident that happened here at the apartment complex is that the person that was the bigger person wasn't really even my friend. That's what the sad thing is that they were the ones that actually went to management and told them the truth, that it was me that's getting bullied and it wasn't right what they did to me, because they tried to give me a eviction warning notice, telling me to change my behavior. That's right. Because many Shart Twatters were involved that don't even know me, but signed a petition to get me evicted from where I live. Yes, that can harm somebody. So everybody who was involved in this actually did something that's illegal, because that's false documentation. It was based on lies that they have absolutely no evidence. Even with the person who had spit on me, they said when in fact they sneezed on you. How do they know that's a fact? That's right. You bring that to court, they'd be laughed right out, and they would be the ones getting in trouble, not me. That's right, because what they did was illegal. It's also character defamation of character that they had done, and that's illegal in Florida. That's very true. That's illegal in Florida. So they actually could have gotten in trouble based on legal matters and the laws. That's right. If I really wanted to pursue it, I could have gotten them all in trouble. And even the sheriff's office, who knew what was happening to me and had been following me all along here, had even stated that I should get a restraining order on my ex's ex-girlfriend, her sister, and the cult leader, based upon what they had been doing. Their goal was successful at first, but luckily there was a bigger person who lives here and knows the truth also, and actually was the bigger person and had the personal integrity to go out of her way to management and tell them the truth. So that's how this ended, was that the truth was finally told by somebody who is the bigger person. So, sloppy hypocritical ageism. The incident at work, I went inside and I actually confronted the bullies and got them to know that I'm not accepting their behavior and that it needs to stop. That's being the bigger person, because I wasn't even friends with the person that it happened to. But what does that bring me back to is my childhood. That's right. I remember yelling at the bullies, being mean to another student, calling them fatty and dork and blah, blah, blah. That's right. I actually yelled at them and told them to shut up. Oh, that little child in me just got so angry. So it all depends on the person. It's not their age. It's about the person. Do they have the personal integrity? Do they stand for what is right and what is wrong? Do they actually have a heart and actually not like those feelings and get really bad feelings when they see others getting harmed? That is about the person themselves. Me and many people have discussed the people that live here because they're, older aged, because I live in a retirement community. And they're in there, just like my ex's ex-girlfriend is in her 60s. That's right. It has nothing to do with age. It has to do with the person. Let's just say that the people that live here, especially the three that were involved in trying to harm me, which was my ex's ex-girlfriend, her sister, and that friend. Wow. I honestly have to say that these people, certain people that live here, they're actually the worst people I've met in my entire life. And that's the honest truth. They're the most cruel and despicable people I have ever met. And it's really scary. So that goes along with my chapter of It's a Scary World After All. Because these people, these are people I would see in a creepy, scary movie that would frighten me. The things that they have done and how they act and how they enjoy harming other people. That's why I had lost total respect for my ex, because he started to surround himself with these certain people. So every time I see him, I naturally get a, oh, the old me would have been like, well, he doesn't want to get hurt himself. He doesn't want them to bully him. As I had stated, is that when we were together, he tried to avoid them because he knows how bad they are and the bad things that they've done and would still do to others. That's right. No personal integrity. I'll say it the nice word because he doesn't like the other word. That's being a coward. And that's showing that he doesn't have the personal integrity to stand up for what is right no matter who is involved. Even though I was his ex-girlfriend at the time, if he ever cared about me, he would have stood up and actually spoke up and told them what they're doing is wrong. And lies out of omission. The biggest lesson as to what kept me in toxic relationships was making excuses for those who watched, enabled, or encouraged abuse happening to me and just stood there and watched it and didn't even tell me about it and kept it a secret. Because actually my ex, Mickey Grumster, in my story, had been aware of what these people were trying to do, which was trying to get me evicted based upon lies, and didn't even have the decency to tell me about it. That's the part I found the most disgusting and the most hurtful out of everything. So I actually looked down upon him out of everybody else, which is kind of shocking. Just like I've told others, is that when it comes to even sexual assault, those that shame, blame, call the victim a liar, put them down, abandon them as their friend because they don't want to be seen with them, or because their excuse is that they don't want to deal with the stress of it. Those are the people that I find more despicable than the offender. That's very true. Many people may find it odd, but I hate liars. I've stated that in many other videos, but I hate liars, and I hate people that would do things that is shaming the victim and harming them even more than what they had already gone through and had to go through. And I've also stated is that actually those things actually harm me more than what the offender did to me, and based upon the incidents that happened to me within the past year. So, bullying, that's right, the patterns don't change. And Shart Twatters, those would be the people that believe the lies based upon what the abuser, the assoholics, are spreading about the victim. And it's those Shart Twatters that, continue that cycle of abuse. That's right, I look down upon Shart Twatters big time, because it is them who actually keeps that cycle going. Just like we learned when we were much younger about, telephone and gossip, what keeps that gossip going is all those people holding that phone. Yeah, oh yeah. Then they say it to somebody else, let me call so-and-so. Oh, guess what? Yeah, she's a slut. Then it goes on. Oh, yeah, yep, she charged $100 and she slept with so-and-so. And then, oh yeah, she was standing on the corner street and she got into a car with a stranger and she slept with him. And exactly, it's those people that actually keep that cycle of abuse going. So the management that believe the lies based upon the residents here, that's right, they're Shart Twatters, because they enabled that abuse by doing what those abusers wanted. They wanted to harm me, and the management here made that possible for them. But in the end, there was the bigger person, that's right, not even a friend, that actually let the management know that it was me being bullied. I also had gotten the truth out because there are video cameras here, and they had bullied me in the hallway, and I had informed an employee that works here to let the management know to watch that video during a certain time to see these bullies while they were bullying me and actually see it themselves so that they would realize what they did wrong. So that's what was going on here, and how I wanted to show how the patterns of abuse never change and how bullying is abuse, and also it isn't about being immature as for sloppy, hypocritical ageism. It has to do with who that person is as a person. Whether they find things disgusting and it gives them the feelings, ill feelings and anger when they see somebody getting intentionally harmed, and if they have the personal integrity to do what's right. And that goes along with what? Lies out of omission. Are you going to keep it a secret, knowing it's something that's going to harm another person, no matter who it is, and just act like it's not happening? That's right, the onlookers, the followers, just watching it happen and giggling along, and or even being upset about it, but just not saying anything out of fear that it might happen to you if you did defend the victim. Personal integrity. That's something I really think that we should really teach people and try to encourage people to have, because that is a huge part of what? Stopping that abuse cycle. It's a huge part of it. It's also a huge part of having a healthy relationship, personal integrity. That's why me and Grumpster would not work out, because to me, I'd have to say is he has zero personal integrity based upon situations that happened where he was a coward and didn't stand up for doing the right thing no matter who is involved. So that's it for today. I wanted to give an update and also share what had actually been happening since I'm able to, due to the legal matter going downwards and the truth coming out based upon the incident, and those people that were involved in trying to intentionally harm me aren't able to because the truth did come out. So that's it for today. I'm Shelley Rothus, and I'm a different kind of victim. See you next time.